On your screen you have the life cycle of a plant, the life cycle of a hen. What do we learn from this? Now, if you look at the particular tree which is bearing flowers, so later, after some time, the flowers will become fruits. So it will be a tree bearing fruits. Before that, it was a little seedling. The chick, after some days, will become an adult hen. But before it became a chick, it hatched out of an egg. So all this speaks about tenses. So we will be speaking about the simple tenses of verbs. Now what are the tenses? We have a little boy here who says he's the present. So when he was a baby, he was in the past tense. And the old man is what will be the future. Similarly, the past tense is the seed and the future will be the tree bearing the fruits. Here the chicken in the future will become an adult hen and its past was it came out from an egg. So let's continue. Let's see an ad here. We have a little boy who speaks about himself.
जब मैं छोटा लड़का था बड़ी शरारत करता था मेरी चोरी पकड़ी जाती जब रोशन होता बजाज अब मैं बिल्कुल बूढ़ा हूँ गोली खाकर जीता हूँ लेकिन आज भी घर के अंदर रोशनी देता बजाज
रोशनी की दुनिया का सरताज बजाज.
So he was a little boy and today he is an old man. So in the past he was a boy and now he's become an old man. So this speaks about the tense. जब मैं छोटा लड़का था, अब मैं बिल्कुल बुढ़ा हूँ. So the present tense is that he is grown old. So the different tenses are the present tense, the past tense and the future tense. The present tense of a verb tells that something is happening now. I am eating the apple, says the worm. What is a past tense? The past tense of the verb tells that something already happened. So what did the little worm say? I ate the apple. The future tense tells that something will happen later. So what does a worm say? It says, I will eat that apple later. Let's see another example. The little boy says, I looked at the bugs in the park. The event has already happened, so it is a past tense. Now what does he say in the present tense? It is an event which is happening now. So he says, I look for bugs in the park. The future is an event which is going to happen. So he says, I will look for bugs tomorrow. So you saw the construction of the three tenses, the past, the present and the future. Let's learn more about the present tense. Simple present tense is used to describe habits, unchanging situations, general truths and planned actions. The simple present tense is easy to form. Now what do you mean by habits? Like we wake up in the morning, we have a bath, you have your lunch. So this is a regular thing that you do. Then unchanging situations is that, for example, I'm a teacher. So I teach in a school. I read out stories to the children. I teach the children drawing. So it's an unchanging situation. What is a general truth? General truth means like the sun rises in the east, the sun sets in the west, the sky is blue. So when the situation does not change, we call it as a general truth. And planned actions like, for example, you have today is a class test, tomorrow is a holiday or something like that. So these are called as planned actions. They always follow the present form. Let's see an example here. I go to shop. I go to shop means I go to buy something. He goes to shop. Now see the difference in the conjugation. When it was go, I, it was go. But with he, it becomes goes. You add an es. We speak English in our class. She speaks English in her class. You run very fast. It runs very fast. They play cricket. So, for I, we, you and they, present form is used. For he, she and it, we add s to the present form. Give the correct form of the verb for the following sentences. You have to use the correct form of go. I go to school. So what will it be? We go to school. It goes to school. They go to school. You go to school. He goes to school. She goes to school. You will solve this exercise in your notebook. We saw simple present tense for action verbs. Let us see the simple present tense for be verbs. Be verbs show a state of being. What is be verbs? It's like I am, you are, etc. I am a student. We are students. You are a student. They are students. So with we, you and they, we use are. He is a student. She is a student. It is a book. Am is used for I. Are is used for we, you, and they. Is used for he, she, it. Give the correct verb form for the following sentences. You will have to use are, is, am as per the situation. Solve this exercise in your notebook. Let us see when to use the simple present tense. Now, first we said habitual actions. What we do regularly. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. I go to market every Saturday. So this is a regular action that you do. We use the present tense. General truths. The earth goes round the sun. Water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Unchanging situation. I am a teacher and I teach English. I go to school by bus. Planned action. The examination starts next week. The holidays start in May. Right? So in such cases, we use the present form. Use the suitable form of the verb read in each of the cases. So I read the book. Suresh reads the poem. My friends read a passage. The boy reads the story. The robot reads some words. Banu reads the lesson. We read loudly. My father reads the news. You read the instruction. Choose the correct form of the verb. Solve this exercise in your rough book. Now let's see the past tense. Simple past tense is used to describe an action that has happened. That is, the action is over. You have finished it all, right? So let's read some sentences. I wrote the test. We played football. You went home. He ran to the classroom. She played chess. It flew away. They visited him. Now, there is the verb boiled. So we need to use the verb boiled in each of these blanks. So we boiled the water. You boiled the water. He boiled the water. She boiled the water. It or the stove boiled the water. They boiled the water. We saw simple past tense for action verb. Now let us see the simple past tense for be verbs. What do you mean? I was an engineer. He was a pilot. She was a soldier. It was a computer. We were young. You were a patient. They were students. So you see, children, just as we used am is are in the present tense, in the past tense, it takes the form of was and were. So with I, he, she, it is was, and with we, you, and they, it is were. We use the past tense to talk about an action that has happened. Now, two friends meet each other, and the girl asks her friend what happened. So he describes the actions. What does he say? A monkey came down from the tree. It grabbed the banana from the boy. He shouted in fear. The monkey ate the banana. So the verbs which are in the pink letter came, shouted, grabbed, ate are all the past tense of the verb. Now children, when we form the past tense of the verb, we need to take care of the spelling. There are different ways of forming the past tense. The first case is, to the regular verb, we add ed. For example, want becomes wanted. We just add ed. Work becomes worked. Call becomes called. Another case is, for verbs ending in e, we just add the d. That is, dance becomes danced. Live becomes lived. Die becomes died. Now verbs ending in y, we change the y into an I and then add ed. So cry becomes cried. Try becomes tried. In some cases, when there is a vowel and a consonant, we double the consonant and add ed. For example, stop. We add a double b and write ed. Beg, double G and ed. So beg becomes begged, stop becomes stopped. Now in the past tense there are two kinds of verbs. One we call as irregular verbs. Now what are regular verbs? In regular verbs we either add a d or ed. Let's see some cases which are given here. Looked, opened, painted, planned, planted, remembered, pushed, pulled, prayed, played, returned, saved, screamed, showed, smelled, and there are many other on the other side. So some words we have added ed and for some we've just added d. So these are called as regular verbs. Another set is the irregular verb. It takes a different form altogether, right? Eat becomes ate. Fall becomes fell. Feel, felt, fight, fought, find, found, fly, flew, forget, forgot, get up, got up, give, gave, go, went, have, had, hear, heard, know, knew, write, wrote, make, made. Was, were, become, became, begin, began, build, built, bring, brought, come, came, choose, chose, catch, caught, buy, bought, break, broke, Cost does not change. It remains as cost. Do, did. Draw, drew. Drink, drank. Drive, drove. So these are some of the irregular verbs. I would like you to list it down and learn it so that you will not make a mistake. The past tense forms of some verbs remain unchanged. Like for example, shut remains as shut, split remains as split, spread is spread, hurt is hurt, burst is burst, read becomes read. I read a book, I read a book. In the past tense, you pronounce it as read. Bet, bet, cost, cost, cut, cut, fit, hit, let, and put. They remain the same. There's an exercise. Solve it neatly. Complete the sentences with the simple past form of the given verbs. Now let's learn about the future tense. The present form is used in simple future tense with the auxiliaries shall or will. What do you mean by auxiliaries? Auxiliaries are helping words. So let's see the use of it. We use the simple future tense for actions that are yet to happen. The bus will reach Arcot by the evening. So you see, along with reach, we have used will. The present form is used in simple future tense with the auxiliaries shall or will. Come, let us see the use of it. I shall, will meet him tomorrow. We shall, will meet him tomorrow. Along with I and we can use shall or will. But mostly we end up using will. You will meet him tomorrow. They will meet him tomorrow. He will meet him tomorrow. She will meet him tomorrow. It will reach him tomorrow. So we always use the auxiliary will or shall along with I and we, and will for all the pronouns. Identify the tense. Let's find out first the verb. They washed the van. So the verb here is washed. It's ending with ed, that means it is the past tense. Kamal will meet you at the shop. Will meet is the verb, future tense. My dad helps me read. The verb is ending with s, helps, present tense. It will rain tomorrow. Will rain, future tense. He ate many mangoes. Ate is again the past tense. Fill in the blanks with the simple future tense of the verb. Do the exercise neatly in your rough book. In the given sentences, you have to identify the tense of the sentence and underline the verb. So you will underline the verb in every sentence and you will identify whether it is a present tense, past tense or future tense. So India won the match yesterday. Won is the verb and it will be the past tense. Likewise, you will do for the other sentences. Solve it neatly, dear children. Do not forget to make a list of the regular and irregular verbs neatly. Thank you very much, dear children. Stay safe.